What's up, everybody? How you all doing out there? Welcome back to another episode of Frank Presents the Play Call. We being joined by the team again, trying to get a lot of stuff done before we all some of us start our journey to our 4-day weekend coming up soon. Joined with everybody, June, Bree. I don't know where Nikki's at. She was there.
I'm here, but I gotta keep moving.
Oh, okay. Well, Nikki, real quick, how you doing?
I'm well.
Okay, awesome. Blessed and highly favored as always. June.
What is up? What is up? I am doing great. I'm alive. The only thing that matters.
That is true. And Bree?
I'm good. I'm alive. I'm good. Eating my PB&J and Festival.
You know what's crazy? I think today's one of those days. Like for me, I start my leave because on Essence Fest this weekend, and I'm gonna see Nikki down there. She's getting there before us. But I don't know, man. It's just one of them days. I was ready to come home. I was at work late. Way late. Leave started at 4 and I was there until 5:30. Yes. Awesome. Well, I was before we start with our topics, I guess me and Bree was just talking about the I'm Athlete episode with Julian Edelman on it. Pac-Man Jones was there, and who was the other guy, the basketball player? I forget his name.
I forgot his name too.
Nick Young, I think it is, who was in there.
Yeah.
Anyways, they were there. Interview was pretty decent. It's okay. Edelman spoke his piece about a couple of things. I kind of liked when they were talking about the routes, different wide receivers, and what the wide receivers do. I like the when they
top 3 wide receivers in the league right now.
Yeah, he did. They talk about that. Pac-Man Jones, I like how he made his 3. He as a team, not individually, to be great. And then the thing that they read about Martellus Bennett's opinion on Jimmy G in the season that he started for Brady and what happened.
That's wild.
You said what?
That is wild.
Yes, it is. It is. So for real quick, he basically read a quote that Martellus Bennett put out where he was talking about how the season that Brady, and the words that Edelman put it, took a vacation for 4 games. They started out, we won the first 2 games, and in the third game, Jimmy G was hurt, came out the game, and Brissett came in. Well, before the start of the next game, I want to say Jimmy G was practicing. Go ahead, Bree.
No, you got it wrong.
Yeah.
You got it wrong. It was after the second game, because it was the start of the third game, because it was week.
So he got hurt in the second game. Brissett came in, played. They won the game, but he practiced all up until the beginning of right before the game started, and then said, "Oh, I don't want to play." Jimmy G, that is. And
his non-throwing shoulder
was hurt, and he waited until right before kickoff to say no, which threw in Jacoby Brissett. But Brissett was injured as well. His ligaments and his thumbs were not there, so he couldn't even be effective throwing the ball. And Bennett felt that was messed up. It felt that he did that on purpose. And was interesting on the answer that Edelman had, and the reason we don't play it is because we don't want to get hit for copyright infringement. So
we almost got arrested.
Yeah, so we don't want to get banned for that. So basically, he talks about how he's put his body on the line. He's taken shots for painkillers, broken ribs, stuff like that. How they played. He said, but I never played for the money. I played for the game. And he says, I didn't make a lot of money while I played, but I played for the game, championships and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see another player's perspective on one player protecting his health, because he said that it seemed like the agent told him not to play, so that
he said he's smart and he understands. He said, but they could have known on a Thursday versus on Sunday right before the game started. Luckily, they won again. They won that game. This quote is stuck in my head. Would you want to bitch up a guy like that for your quarterback?
Yeah, and that's what Martellus Bennett said about him. And he said that's not surprising why they didn't win the Super Bowl. You can't win, he said, when you have a quarterback like that. There was other things they talked about that was pretty interesting, but it's all about the Patriot way and what they did and little things that we've all heard before. So I'm not going to bore fans with it, but another good interview, I think.
It was very, very great. Julian Edelman's top 3 wide receivers are at number 3, Cooper Kupp, at number 2, Keenan Allen, and at number 1, Devontae Adams.
Yep. and it's because of what they can do. He's
Mhm.
more of the
It's a good thing that, like, finally somebody's giving Keenan Allen his
correct,
props.
correct. He felt Edelman likes receivers that can do more on the breaks, get separation in space. He's not a big fan of the 50-50 ball or the 80, like he said, 90-20, but then he said 90-10 ball. He was never that. He likes receivers that play like him. So it was a good interview. But with that being said, Bree, what's the first topic?
Okay, so the first topic is we talked about this on FaceTime yesterday. Celebrity boxing match to come at the end of July with Adrian Peterson versus Le'Veon Bell. Celebrity boxing. Are we watching that?
If it's on my Fire Stick thing, I will watch it. I'm not paying for that. I'm sorry. Not paying for it.
Wait, hold on. Last year, me and Jude, remember last year when they had the Big Brother celebrity boxing match? And Bessie and Josh were boxing. Josh got his ass whooped.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yep.
Celebrity boxing matches are funny.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in watching it. To be honest, I mean, if it's on the Fire Stick and I remember, I'll watch it. But as far as like going to pay for it,
I think it's gonna be funny. I'll see Le'Veon Bell.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna go Adrian Peterson. You know what I'm saying? AP, my man.
You want to put money on it?
20. We can put $20. $20.
Okay, we'll put 20.
Yeah, $20. You want some?
I like AP too.
Oh, you think it's going? How many rounds is it? Probably 3.
Probably like 4.
They
3 or
probably
4.
4 2-minute round or something. They usually do that for celebrity boxing matches.
We could do 20 right now, but once we get closer, we find out the stipulations to the match. We could probably make it a little bit interesting, you know.
June and y'all getting in the bet?
Yeah, I'm going with AP. You know, they just had Black China fighting
that one
fighting some girl.
Her model.
That was so bad for Black China. She got her butt whooped.
I know, right?
She should have done more. Sorry, did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
Yes, so, it was pretty loud.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna watch it, Nikki, or are you just gonna no? Okay.
Got laying there not doing that.
What? I didn't hear you.
Frank said, are you gonna watch it?
I didn't get the it part.
The celebrity boxing match.
Oh, absolutely not.
I think it's gonna be comedy.
It might be better than what we see in the past with others. That's my only thing about watching those things is that they're not real boxing.
Both still work out. They're both still really healthy. They're both still in good shape.
Who fight?
AP and Le'Veon Bell.
No.
She said no. Absolutely not.
Bell. Okay, next, Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin agrees to a 3-year extension worth up to $70 million.
Okay.
Why do you make that face, Frank? Do you think he deserves it? I do. He's good. I think he's good. He's just on a bad team.
So here's my thing. What year is he on right now?
I will tell you that 1 second. Give me 1 second. We don't have a production team.
If he's on his, I want to say he's on his 2nd year.
No way. He ain't worth it. If it's his 2nd year, I personally wouldn't risk it if I was the team.
1 second.
I mean, what's the average?
20.
While she looks it up, does anybody know what the average time frame is when rookies start negotiating into their 2nd contract? Is it the 3rd, 4th year?
4 year. By their 4 year. 4 year.
They got a 5th year option that you could choose.
Yeah, they have a 5th year option, but by their 4th year is when they started. He was drafted in 2019.
2019. So he's on his 3rd year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's too. To me, but I know why. He's put numbers up. He's shown flashes of greatness, with inconsistency at quarterback, and they don't want to lose him. And if you lock him in now, let's say he has another explosive year. Let's say he puts up 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns or 10 touchdowns. He starts building a market for himself. Now you're finding yourself in a hole where he can ask for money. By extending him now for how much?
Up to $70 million.
Up to 70. I think they're saving money. I think so, because if he has another year left on his record without having the extension of the 5 years, all they did was kind of like re-enlist him early, pay the, add whatever they're going to pay into it with whatever extra he's going to get. I think it's smart. Do I think he's good? I think he's good. It's probably prematurely for me, but at the same time, I'm not that team, and they're trying to make a statement. And in that division, you only have one or two teams that you can really say are built right now, which is the Eagles and the Cowboys. So they got to do something to be competitive, and you don't want to lose them to one of those teams. So I think it's okay. I mean, it might be early, but you know what? I'm not an owner or GM, so hey, power to you, man.
But are the Cowboys really built?
Yeah, I mean, they got receivers. They got a quarterback. They're not exactly the worst,
I think they got a quarterback that's trying to make a statement based on what happened to him, injury-wise. I think they have a struggling running back. I think that they gave away their best receiver.
What team are we talking
a
about?
receiver based off of his ACL. I don't know if you remember that.
That's the name.
What's his name? The tall dude.
He's talking about He's talking about the Cowboys. When I said that they're in the division.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, June. Hurry up so I could discredit everything that you're saying because you're on the same division.
Oh wow.
No. I mean, sure, I'm not gonna talk about Jags, but
no, it got nothing. No.
You said it. You said it.
No. So
no, hold on. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say, and then you can go ahead and say your piece. So yes, I don't believe. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Washington Commanders outduel the Cowboys for second and third place, depending on what New York does. But no, I don't believe that the Cowboys are a team that's set up 2 years ago. Yes, but no, I don't think so at all.
Okay, Nick, your go.
What happened?
He said what he said. You can go. You say you want to rebuttal.
You wanted to discredit all what he just said.
Yeah, he's biased. So he's biased. I do agree with some of the things that you said. For example, the quarterback, but he ain't bad, so that's okay. The only thing that I hated that you said was the running back. I think they got a solid running back in Pollard.
Oh, you're talking about Pollard?
Yes.
We're talking about the other guy.
Well, I'm not talking about the other guy.
We're talking about the starter, though.
Yeah,
they're big money too.
They're talking about Zeke.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
And he knows that. I know that. However, so Zeke do be out there, but they got a solid in Pollard. I think the only reason why they still utilize it, it's so funny because I had the same conversation earlier today. It's because they're paying him, so they have to utilize stuff that they're paying. But yeah, Pollard is better. Who else would you say? Yeah, the only thing I will agree, or I will say, the Cowboys didn't improve themselves. However, the Cowboys aren't trash. With a whack, I shouldn't say whack, because Zeke is not totally whack. But with what they had last year, the only thing they took away is old dude, and they won the division last year. They didn't lose the damn game last year against anybody in the division. Hello? Are you still here?
We're listening.
We're listening.
No.
I'm listening to you.
Is June still on the line?
Yeah.
No, I'm listening to you.
Yeah,
I'm about
Nikki,
to break down exactly what you're
cut
saying.
you off.
I'm not you, Nikki.
I understand that y'all are on the line. I'm just saying, and I wasn't asking for everybody. I was actually just asking for June.
Hurry up, Nikki, so I can discredit everything you just said.
I just think that you are so biased that your opinion is never unbiased. So of course you're gonna tear down the team. Now I will say this. I think this year they do have competition in the Eagles. However, the Eagles still have their quarterback. So I don't think that, everything you're saying is correct. Because to me, oh man, I'll be back.
So really quick, what she was saying, right? I'm not trying to talk before she's not here, so she won't defend herself. But just I'm gonna say my two cents, and that's it. So I do agree that they are playing what's his name, Zeke, based on the money that he was guaranteed.
Right.
I don't agree that I don't think he's like extremely washed up, but I don't think he's definitely not the player who he was, the threat, so to speak. And then you have, shoot, man, look at the division. I mean, I would expect for them to win it last year with the team that they had before they shipped out the what's his name over to the Browns.
Amari Cooper.
What's his name? Before they shipped out Amari Cooper. Yeah, right before they shipped him out, right? And then Buddy got hurt at the end of the season. What's his name? Caleb, the one who they re-signed, and they went with the cheaper buy with Gallup. And don't get me wrong, Gallup is good. Like, I think he really is good, but he is coming off a major injury, which isn't just a twisted ankle or a sprained knee. So that's why I said, and they didn't do much. They didn't do much noise during the offseason. So that's why I believe that the Cowboys are not who they were.
I'm sorry.
So it's it's funny. So they were talking about your division and everything. So the Commanders posted a TikTok of them all dancing. It says last day of minicamp vibes, and they're just all dancing. And then the comments, they're like, everyone in the comments is like, oh yeah, they coming in there last. They ain't even practice.
So I'm gonna say this.
Hold on one second, just for a laugh. Let me just show you guys. This is what they did.
We gotta be careful with that with the videos.
No, that's good. That's good.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm playing with you.
No, it's on TikTok. It's on TikTok, so that's fine. And then the comments are like, "Oh yeah, they come in last place. They ain't even ready."
So I will say this, and it's good. It's funny you said that because it reminded me of one thing that they did ask Edelman, and he answered. And I wanted to address it. That it hit me. The Cowboys didn't make a big splash on the offseason. The only thing that I say the Cowboys have that some teams are still trying to get is continuity and the chemistry. Amari Cooper came, huh?
Tell June. Tell.
Oh, Amari Cooper came and went, but CeeDee Lamb is still there. They got receivers that did something. Pollard, and you're right, and I agree. I think they're playing Zeke because they paid him that money. And also Jerry Jones has a problem getting rid of players that he drafted. If he didn't draft them, he'll get rid of them. But if he drafts them, it's like they're kids. He holds on to them. I dump him because he's not the same person. Now, maybe he go to another team and do great. I don't know. But right now, he's not that. Pollard is a better running back. We've seen it for a couple of seasons now. When he comes in, he's more effective. He gets the job done. Maybe Zeke is in his own head and can't make it do what it do. But they have chemistry. My only concern with the Cowboys is their defense going in. But they got Micah Parsons. They have Diggs in the secondary. They have some people. I know they lost some, but they have some. So, and in that division, you never know. We said last week, we still wondering if Jalen's going to prove himself to be the quarterback you got as starter for the Eagles. But with that being said, on I'm Athlete with Edelman, they asked him about the Patriots this upcoming year, and Edelman said that his concern was the defense. He doesn't think the defense is the same way as it used to be. He doesn't know if it's going to hold up like it used to. So, I've said that in our previous podcast. I've said it when we looked at what they did in the draft and off season. I've said it at the end of last season when, Josh Allen was running for a 4th and 8 when nobody touching him. And normally in any other defense, he wouldn't get that. But, I still think the NFC East is up for grabs, in my opinion. And it's not that I'm biased or anything like that. And I'm not trying to be going against June and argue, but I think because of what we noticed and the lack of consistency on all the teams there, Commanders bringing in a new quarterback, the Giants still struggling with what they have, the Eagles still trying to get their bearings right, and then the Cowboys, all the hype they got, they can never do certain things. In my opinion, is whatever defense can play better towards that season and gets better at midpoint is the one that's going to win that division. And that
No.
can be any one of them, except the
I
Giants.
totally 100% agree with you. I just think that, but in that division, the only two real contenders is the Eagles and the Cowboys. But to try to just dismiss the Cowboys and say the Eagles got it down pat, that's BS. Because like I said, even with, besides the one person the Cowboys had let go, they swept the division last year. They didn't lose damn game to anybody in their division. So you can't just,
No, that's big. That's big.
It's gonna sound biased because it's gonna sound like that.
That's why I don't.
But I don't agree. I mean, for the mere fact that the facts are facts, that the progression was made. I think the team that progressed the most was the Eagles. And I said it.
You mean in the off season?
No. Throughout the remember we were scheduled to be dead last. I mean, look at us, and we got a playoff berth. While rebuilding, we were still winning, and now we added even more key factors to a team that, in my opinion, it's gonna sound like that. I'm not gonna sit here and say, hey, we're a dynasty team right now, but we're a team. We're a much better team than what we were 2 years ago and last year, especially while the rebuilding phase. The Cowboys really didn't do much. They got Micah Parsons, that's one player. They got CeeDee Lamb, that's two players. They got a washed up running back, in my opinion, that's another player, and that's my opinion. And then you got again, like I said, they got the other receiver that still got to prove himself with a quarterback that's still trying to prove himself.
So what is Jalen doing?
What do you mean? Jalen is the only one, in my opinion, in the Eagles that have to show out. It's a make or break.
Still improving himself. Like,
look, that's what I think. I'm just telling you.
Yeah,
and it's gonna sound like that because it's my squad. No, because it sounds like that because it's my squad. But
no,
when you
it don't
really
sound like that
look at
your squad because what you have done with everything that you said was, oh, they only have CeeDee Lamb. Stop it. They only have this person. Stop it. They only have that person. Stop it. Okay. So who do y'all have?
What do you mean?
Why wasn't it the same? And Zach is still trying to prove himself. So is Jalen. Jalen is the weakest link.
Hey, the difference is the experience, and period.
So who has the experience?
What Dak has the experience, hands down. He
has
the experience.
But June, you make it seem like Zach.
He had
Zach is
and the
better
opportunities. Hey, okay, then why didn't he do anything when they had a team? They don't got the same team when they were in their pretty much prime. What did they do? They came up short. The next year, they came up short. The best O-line that they had in the last, I don't know, probably arguably in the NFL like 2 or 3 years ago. What did they do? Nothing.
So
They
June,
came up short every single year.
I think you should reserve your comment until your team does something besides progress. Because other team,
we got a playoff berth. Hey, while we were rebuilding.
All right.
I mean, what more do you want? You want us to finish
listen, I'm not against what you're saying.
Or 116?
Let me put on a fucking shirt because you pissed me off.
Can we move on to the next subject, please?
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry. So yeah, big ups and congratulations to Terry McLaurin on your 3-year extension for $70 million. We took all the shine away from you. Sorry.
Yeah, for real. Congrats.
And he was worth it because that's all they had. I'm here. I just got to walk in and check into my hotel.
I would be okay for whatever you say if you match the energy across the board. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so you say they have this, they didn't do nothing. They have this. What did y'all do with what y'all have? Besides, you keep saying we're progressing. Why can't they be progressing? Why can't, I see the progression.
Really? Are you,
Like,
what did we do? We had a rookie receiver, pretty much a rookie, freaking
and guess what?
quarterback.
Boo, guess what?
Right?
No, don't say pretty much because he's not a rookie. But guess what, Boo? When y'all had to play the team that you talk so crash, y'all didn't win. They killed y'all in y'all house and killed y'all in theirs. I don't understand.
And then guess what happened? They got knocked out the playoffs same time we did.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about here?
No,
What
yeah,
are we
they
talking
did.
about? They could
You know what?
They could go.
You're right. You're right. They did get knocked off the playoffs. I agree on everything you say, but you didn't knock them off. Y'all didn't knock them off damn time that y'all met them. What are you talking about? Like,
That
I'm
doesn't
so
even matter.
confused. Like, I
time to
will
show
be
out.
okay with your comment.
Same result. Better players, same result.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you're right. They got knocked off by the 49ers. But you know what team that didn't knock them out all motherfucking year? The motherfucking Eagles. Eagles never showed up, regardless of
let me tell you why it don't matter.
what playing field they played on.
The Super Bowl.
The Eagles ain't never shown up. I think the same thing you said for your non-flying Eagles should have been the same thing you said for the whack-ass Cowgirls. I agree. I agree.
I don't.
But
You're completely
don't agree
off.
with you saying, look at that. Woo! We are
Okay,
here.
so we came to conclusion that Nikki and June are not going to agree with each other, no
Correct.
matter how much they're arguing. Nikki and June are going to agree to disagree with each other.
Hey, I'm just gonna finish it like this. If we would have ended the season 2-15 or something like that, then I would have stayed quiet.
Well, you ended the season. You ended the season against the Cowboys. And you ended it.
Okay, all right.
I got a pack.
Okay, so the second annual Tight End University is kicking off, and with it kicking off, we are going to Darren Waller had discussed his top 5 tight ends, and I'm going to post it, and we're just going to see if we agree or we don't with his top 5 in order.
Okay.
Tight ends in right now. So here it is. Darren Waller's top 5 tight ends. Okay, so at number 5, he has Mark Andrews. At number 4, he has Kyle Pitts. At number 3, he has George Kittle. At number 2, he has Travis Kelce. And at number 1, he has himself.
So I'll go. I don't mind the 5 players. Obviously, he's got to put himself up there. And I think that he is definitely a wide receiver at tight end. Right. I just don't think the order's right.
Right, because number 5 is too low.
Correct. I think Kyle Pitts might be where he's supposed to be, or maybe not 5.
Mm-hmm.
If it was me, I would probably move Andrews up. And here's the only reason I would put him number 2 to Kelce is because Kelce's yardage last year and gameplay was a lot better than Andrews. So to me, it'll be Kelce, Andrews, Kittle, Pitts, Waller and Pitts, or actual Waller, Kittle, and Pitts. Either or, but Kittle was hurt a little bit last year too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll probably put Waller 3, Kittle 4, Pitts 5. That's what I would do.
Nikki?
Yeah, I agree. So look, I'm a realist, right? So I'm gonna keep him as number 1 because he will keep himself as number 1, right? It is what it is. Everybody always think they the best. Some people are realists, which we know June isn't, and call it as it is. You know what I'm saying? So I'll leave him as number 1. Personally, I will
let it go, girl. Let it go.
Excuse me, June. You're so disrespectful. I will put Andrew as number 2. Oh, wait, where's the thingy? Hold on, sorry. I lost the thing. But then I had to put my eyes on him. So I will put Andrew number 2. I will leave Kittle as is. Maybe Kelce is number 4 and Pitts is number 5. That's how I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot. Oh my gosh. I gotta go. I mean, I'm listening. My ride is almost here. and I ate back.
Nikki, what'd you do all day?
I went to work.
Wait, listen,
Oh.
we're not gonna talk about that right now. So
All right, mine mine is a little different. Okay. I will put Kittle as number 1, right? Then I'll put Waller number 2, Kelsey number 3, Mark Andrews number 4, and Pitts number 5.
So can I ask you a question, Bree? Why Kittle number 1? And I'm not upset. I thought about putting him 1, but I want to know your rationalization behind it.
I think out of the group of okay, this is a little hard, right? Because like you said, Waller is a wide receiver turned tight end,
Correct.
right? I think Kittle is very, very versatile, but I like his style of playing. I like the style of a tight end that he is. You know who he kind of reminds me of? Just like a 10 times better version. No, I'm kidding. Gronkowski.
You saw me look at you. You saw the hate coming out. I was about to be like, girl, you better stop talking that nonsense.
No, if you notice, Kittle is a baby Gronk.
So that's
and he's
why
the
I
only
like
one
Kittle.
missing on this list.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I think Kittle's the best one out of all of them, all around tight end. If we're looking at what the definition of a tight end really was before it got transformed by the Gronks, the Hernandezes, the Kelseys, and all of them, it was a blocking person that would do like quick catches and help with the run and protection. He embodies that, and not only that, he can catch the ball, and in open space, he's a monster. He doesn't run from the hit. I just didn't put him number 1 because of his numbers. But if I had to go by style of play like you're doing it, I 100% agree. He is number 1.
June?
Yeah, 308. I don't. It's gonna sound really crazy, man. But I am gonna have George Kittle number 1. I'm gonna have Mark Andrews number 2, Travis Kelce number 3, Waller number 4, and Pitts number 5.
Well, Pitts is number 5 for everybody. So
I'm not mad with that. I like I said, I didn't go with it because of the numbers, and I want to say Kelsey's numbers were better than all of their numbers. But as far as like style of play, I have to go Kittle 1. I like Kittle. Kittle's a monster. He's a problem.
I think that, like I said, I think they're all good, bro, and I agree with that. I just think that I think that Lamar Jackson, a lot of that credibility that he has comes from Mark Andrews being who he is.
Oh yeah,
and Lamar Jackson gets a whole lot of praise, right? So I got to give him at least that much credit, and I think Kittle is Kittle. I think he
what's what you're not gonna do?
And that's it.
No, don't do Lamar like that. Okay.
he's not lying.
No, no. Because I think Lamar issue is his issue. I think Lamar. So do I think? Look, I think okay. I understand that football is a game or a sport that one person can help another person. And I think y'all be getting stuck there. I understand that, one person play will help another person's play. But I don't know. I mean, I can't say this, and I can't say it and look in anybody's face and say, I truly believe this. But I also cannot say that it cannot be possible. Would he be who he is if Lamar wasn't his quarterback? And vice versa, would he be Lamar if Mark Andrews wasn't?
So
that's the question. I can't answer that.
None of us can because they haven't played without each other.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. To discredit or lower somebody because of somebody, I just can't do that. I would rather, and you can't hold your comment because they're gonna play with each other this year.
So would you be willing to say that they've both benefited from each other?
Yeah, I do. I have to say that. You want to know why I have to say that? Because I know that. I've seen that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to say that, hey, he wouldn't be because I can't say that. Because I truly don't believe that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
That's fair. That's fair. For me,
Because I do believe that it's been time that he's saved Lamar, but I don't think he is the only one or one of the comfortable one that Lamar will use to get saved. You know what I'm saying? So like how we can say with Patrick that Tyreek was there for Patrick. I can't say that wholeheartedly and say every time Lamar needed somebody, Mark was there. I can honestly say that I think what hurts Lamar is because he don't utilize everybody. Lamar would rather run. You get what I'm saying? Which is what I use against Lamar. But to say, oh, he's saved, I can't say that. Not with Lamar.
So I wouldn't use the word save, but I would use he utilizes him the most because he's the most consistent when Lamar is throwing the ball to somebody. So that's why he's utilizing him the most because he's the most consistent on getting complete catches.
And we've seen it. It's been discussed. We've seen how in games to shut down Lamar and force him to run, they wasn't stopping Marquise Brown. They would double or triple Andrews and force Lamar to go to other people, and that's when he would take off running, and then consistency and inaccuracies would come in. So you can make the argument that if it wasn't for Andrews, his career wouldn't be as great as it was. They let go of Marquise Brown. He went out because the offense wasn't fitting his style.
I don't know. I don't.
His best years at quarterback came when they had 3 tight ends: Hurst, Andrews, and Boyle, something like that. It was the third one, and they went to that 3 tight end set.
All right, I really feel like I'm listening. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and that's all I'm saying. The argument can be made, but if you look at statistical games and categories and how defenses prepare for him, a lot had to do with taking away his main weapon.
Mm-hmm.
His tight end.
That go-to, reliable. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Andrews. I'm kidding, Nikki. Jeez.
Let me tell you something. I think if Andrews were hit the market, if he were to hit the market, he'd probably be the highest paid tight end in the NFL.
Yes, I agree.
Go get your bone. Go.
And on any other team, it'd be a force because of what he brings to the table.
That is true. That's facts. Facts only. All right. Next, not really a big topic, but something that we could discuss. So this is Will from Good Morning Football's top 5 interceptions of all time. So at number 5, we have Eric Allen's 94-yard pick 6. Then we have Antonio's one-handed interception. We have Troy Polamalu's 21-yard interception, Malcolm Butler's goal line interception, and James Harrison's 100-yard pick 6.
Yeah, you can't. The 2 top ones were Super Bowl winning plays.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't get mad at that. You could put either or. And what makes number 1 to me stand out the most, and why I agree with it, it was a linebacker or a lineman catching a football, defensive line, and then running it 100 yards. He was gassed. I remember that. He was gassed after that. They had to give him oxygen and everything. So, and it kind of defined who James Harrison was in a sense. Besides being a beast on defense, the agility and the athleticism that he showed in that, it was dope. So yeah, the 2 top, I can't complain. I'm good with.
Week 11 in 2008, the Troy Polamalu 21-yard interception. That was the interception against, I want to say it was the Ravens. But I think he's had more iconic.
I gotta go.
The one that I like about him was that one-handed one against the Titans that they threw it, and they thought they had the touchdown, and he just scooped it up and brought it down. I mean, Troy, man, you can have a highlight reel of Troy by himself, to be honest. And I think
there's one on YouTube, and it's like 20 minutes of like all of his amazing plays, like a
correct.
whole. It's just great. But yeah, I just thought this would be fun, like kind of fun to. I wasn't alive for number 5. I was still in mama's womb. Eric Allen's 94-yard pick 6. That's the Eagles, Jill. That's the old Eagles logo.
Hey Bree, if you want, share the one that I put in the chat in on IG about the middle linebackers.
Okay. Hold on, let me go on IG.
Khalil,
I think I have IG on here.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I have IG on my iPad so I can do IG. Oh, logged out. Hold on. What is this stuff?
Yo, I'm about to struggle.
Okay, so I can't share it because I can't log into because I forgot my Instagram password, Frank. But I'll go over it if you want. We have the top 5. Oh, go. Sorry, June. Okay.
Lisa, go ahead.
Okay. So we have the top 5 linebacker unit rankings, right? At number 5, we have the Vikings. So who has the best linebacker unit in the league? So at number 5, we have the Vikings. At number 4, we have the Packers. At number 3, we have the Saints. At number 2, we have the Colts. And at number 1, we have the 49ers.
I think the 49ers do have a better middle linebacking core. Or
They do.
linebacking core.
But you know who's not on that list? And even if they're not number 2 or 3, they could be number 4.
Ooh.
Tampa.
Yeah, but I think they're going off the numbers last year. Last year, Tampa's defense didn't do as good as they did the year before. So that's probably why.
I would still put Tampa. In I would put Tampa in top 5. I would. I think I would.
I'm curious to see this year. I can't wait for the season to start. I'm very curious on what we're gonna get from each of these teams. I want to know how much improvement they're gonna do, especially with Tampa. You know, they were highly criticized on their defense because they felt the defense is what came up short. And some could argue that was like in Nikki's favorite words, their weakest link. You know, because they weren't applying pressure, they weren't doing the things they did against other teams the year before. But they also had a lot of injuries going into the season too. So I don't think it's fair for us to for them to kind of judge it like that. But at the same time, it is something that you can talk about, you know. But I don't have a problem with the way the rankings they had on theirs.
I don't. I would just let me go back to it. I would keep the Vikings, right? I think the Vikings had a good linebacker unit. So me personally, I will put Vikings at 5, right? Bucks at 4, Packers at 3, Lynn and lead the Colts and 49ers. I'll take the Saints out. And that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sorry, June, I didn't say the Eagles.
It's okay. I didn't say the Steelers.
You didn't say anything.
No.
Damn
sure I ain't say the Jags.
Last but not least, before we move on to our game, Deshaun Watson is still pending his NFL disciplinary hearing. It started on Tuesday. They said that they will continue today. And then as of probably an hour and a half ago, they will kick back up tomorrow. So he would have 3 days in front of the judge on his disciplinary hearing. I think, in my opinion, they already have their answer. So they're just dragging it out to make coverage and headlines, make news coverage.
Correct.
This is just my conspiracy theory, right? There's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA right now, and a lot of trades happening, and a lot of people not staying in their contracts and wanting to sign as a free agent going on in the NBA, and that's going to overshadow what's going on right now. So my conspiracy theory is they're going to wait for all this NBA news to die down Like James Harden, he's not going back. He said, I'm not going back. So there's a lot of stuff going on in NBA right now that they're waiting for that stuff to die down. Like Bradley Beal, he declined his $36.4 million option with the Wizards, and he becomes a free agent. James Harden becomes a free agent. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of trades happening too.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on. We'll see. I think they're dragging it out. I think they know, and I think what's going on with that, and not so much about Deshaun, it's also the team. You're holding the team up for making a decision. You know what I'm saying? My question to you guys, being that let's say they suspend him from a year. If you were my man at home with Baker, do you play the year as a year to prove yourself to get more money from another team? Because nobody's knocking on the door for him or Jimmy G. So would you come back, play the year, bust your ass, try to get a playoff berth, show, look, I am a good quarterback and I still could lead a team? Or do you just say F it and try to find a home somewhere else?
I would say yes, because what if it's too late to find a home somewhere else? Because mini camps are starting up and the trainings are starting up and practices. And next month is fucking preseason, Like, what if you don't have time and they're already getting adjusted?
So, anyway.
You're talking about Baker?
Yeah. If let's say Deshaun gets suspended for a year, the team comes back to Baker, says, listen, we haven't dropped you. Look, we know we did you dirty. Come back for a year, a prove it year, hopefully get you a better contract with another team and show that you can still play. Would you do it?
I think that I would lean to like 60-40 no. It's 50-50. I don't think he could go wrong either way. If he feels healthy enough with everything that happened to him, I think it'll be best for him to take his time during the process or whatnot, while he heals to 100% if he's not already there. And he's not going to lose any credibility if he chooses not to sit out at all. I think he's good money the way that it is.
But don't forget, as yesterday as well, Baker said that if that the Browns would have to reach out to him to start the process of reconciliation, and that has not happened yet. And then he also said that he has moved on, but things could change.
Right.
I think Baker is letting them know, listen, I'm open for it. And if they're smart, I would reach out only because you don't know what's going to happen with this.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody got to eat a piece of humble pie. If he's wanting to meet you halfway, then meet him halfway. Nikki, do you have anything you want to add to this, or you're good?
What was the question?
So the question was, if Deshaun gets suspended for a year, which is what everybody's expecting to happen, if you're Baker and the Browns come to you and say, hey, we lost the quarterback for a year, come back, play for a year, it's a prove it year, you're ready, we got to pay you anyways, give us, play the year, hopefully you get a better contract at the end of it from another team, would you do it?
So, okay, so the pettiness in me, I would say F you. However, don't mess up your paper. I think it's a loyalty thing, and I think they burned that with Baker. But I would just play at this point. I will to better me. You know what I'm saying, for my future. But I don't know, man. I thought about it. If I was Baker, I'd say to hell with y'all.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, now you think about it. What if he plays for that 1 year? It's not a long-term contract, and you get hurt, and then what?
I mean, but I believe you're gonna get hurt regardless.
That's factual. That's factual because they already was trying to throw me away. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So that's why it's a hard one. It's a hard one because I would say no, but then if they were going to let Baker go, they would have. They kept him, or they're keeping him because they know the possibility. for Deshaun, right? Do I think it's fair? No, we know it's all about business, but I think at that point, as Baker, I have to think about business as well. You know what I mean? Like, do I just say, okay, no, and then they don't release me or they don't let me go or whatever the case might be, and I'm not going to play? What do I really do for myself as well?
No, correct. I agree. If I was Baker, man, like I said, I would play just because nobody's knocking on the door. But I did see something on YouTube as a clip, or I think Instagram, where I guess something was leaked with a jersey of, I want to say the Seahawks with Baker's name on it or something like that. And they were saying, is that a sign?
Someone probably got it made.
Probably. I mean, we never know.
You could do customized official NFL jerseys.
You're right. Yeah. So I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I think at this point, Baker isn't. What they did to him was wrong. Okay, it's a business. We get it, and we've given Deshaun enough light in regards to what he's dealing with. Let's talk about a player that's sitting there and kind of got screwed over in a sense, which is Baker. And no matter how you want to say it, slice it or dice it, Baker, they played with Baker. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute is we don't want you. The next minute is, oh, well, we do want you. And then, oh, no, we don't want you when Deshaun signed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they went out and grabbed anybody. They had to expect him to be suspended for some time. And they didn't went out and grab anybody, and they haven't released Baker. And if what you said, what Bree said was that Baker said he'd be willing to talk if they come to the table, I think he's letting you know, listen, I'll be a team player. And I think it's because he sees the writing on the wall. Nobody's knocking on his door. So,
out to him yet.
yeah, so it's like I might as well take you don't give up for show stuff for more stuff because you end up with nothing. So if he got a for sure playing game there, knowing that he might be suspended for a period of time, whether it's 6 months, 6 weeks, 4 games, a whole season, it would benefit him to go back. He knows the offense, he knows the system, he knows the coaches, and like June said, if he's healthy, if his left shoulder or left labrum is good, then hey, we see what Baker do when Baker's healthy. So and he has a lot. He got something to prove now. He got that chip on his shoulder now.
No, I agree. I agree.
So, what else we got, Bree?
So we have a game. So this game that we're playing today is called NFL's Most Hated. So I Googled the top current NFL most hated players, like in the NFL, and then we're gonna rate them love to hate. Like, oh no, like I don't hate, like each person is like, no, I love this person. I don't see why people hate them, or oh yeah, I understand why they're on the most hated list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let me get the pictures, and this is just from the website, the top 15 NFL most hated current players. Okay. Okay. So first one, we got Cole Beasley. And this is just random. This is random.
I don't know why, to be honest with you.
I don't know.
Was his rap song?
I don't know.
I think I know why he was most hated this season. Remember the whole controversy around the COVID vaccine in him?
Okay, that's fair, but I don't think that's a reason to hate a player when if that's the case. I mean,
this is like just this current season, like
yeah.
So this, yeah, or this past season that just happened.
Yeah, I don't hate.
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
I hate the decision that they made of not re-signing him. I thought he was like a key factor in that offense.
No, I agree. I think he was too, especially this season. He was.
Well, he was their slot, he was like their go-to weapon at the point. He was very consistent. So
Right.
Yeah. That's crazy.
What'd you say? Huh?
I said hate it. That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Carson Wentz.
You know what? People are so quick to write people off for the littlest thing. Like, come on now.
I don't hate Carson Wentz. Listen,
I don't hate him.
yeah, that's
Carson is
Okay, so we don't. All right, so instead of, because hate is a strong word, we can use toxic and non-toxic. Let's do that. But I don't
okay.
think he's toxic.
Toxic.
I don't think he's toxic. Yeah, I don't think he's toxic.
yeah, I don't think so.
Because the
either.
other ones in here, I don't want to say like I hate them, but I'll say like if they're toxic. But yeah,
Okay.
I don't think he's toxic.
June.
I think he's an undercover diva, and that's based off of my second head coach. From my second team, of what he recently said, of how he was in the locker room, and he did think he was better than others. And more that the reports came out. At first, I didn't want to believe it, but I mean, if you see the different players talking about the same thing, eventually you're like, damn, man, I actually stood up for this dude.
Yeah.
So you say he's
And now I think he's an undercover truth to the toxic part, not the hate part. 'Cause hate is a horrible word.
okay. Next one. So we have Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't hate him, but he could be toxic. And it's
So yeah, we're gonna take the hate word out and we're just
Yeah.
gonna use toxic and
I think he could be. I think he has
Could
toxic
be.
qualities, I should say. I will say that. I think he has toxic qualities. And again, we talked about this when we recorded and talked about his whole incident with the vaccine and being vaccinated and stuff like that. But again, because of who he is, I think the NFL lets him get away with a lot of stuff, but I do think he's toxic.
Yes, he is very toxic because of that reason, because he uses that to his ability to get away with whatever he wants with murder.
Mm-hmm.
I would take the word could be out and just say, he's toxic. I mean, if June wants to say Carson Wentz could be a diva, then what are we gonna say about AA Ron?
He's definitely a diva.
He is a diva. Yeah. No, hey, you ain't gonna get no argument for any one of us here. I think only people argue is are Packers fans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he is toxic. I think he's self-centered. Toxic. Aaron, definitely.
Jalen Ramsey.
I'll start. I think that at one point he was. I think he has grown. He might not be all the way there, but I think he has grown. So I don't think he's toxic. I don't.
I don't either. I love me some Jalen.
I think I'm gonna say why I think he's toxic, and it's how all of a sudden his back was not hurting no more when he got to the Rams.
Mm.
I think he quit on his team. I think he really quit on his team. And to me that's toxic. When you're an athlete, you get paid to play a sport, and you're on a team, and because they're not winning or maybe they're not doing what you think they should do, you start, oh, my back is not hurting or this, that, third, but then you go to another team and you have no issues, no ailments, no nothing.
So yeah.
I get what you're saying.
So I think he's toxic, in my opinion.
You know
Oh,
what, Frank?
Injured. Oh, go ahead, Nikki. Yeah, you were about to say something.
So I have a question for Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we and listen, I'm just asking a question, okay? When we rated Beasley, you said, "Oh, I don't think he was toxic last year." When we did Carson Wentz, we don't think he was. When we did Aaron, we like, "Oh yeah, the COVID thing." When you did Jalen, you said something that happened about 3 years ago.
You said what now? Because you broke up. What you said?
She's saying that you're rating your basing it just off of something that happened when he was in Jacksonville and not last year.
Yeah. So the other two players, I don't think did anything ever to be toxic. Cole Beasley, when he was on the Cowboys, played. When he got to Buffalo, played. And Carson Wentz, besides me, the locker room situation, June mentioning it, is the first time I've ever heard of it.
So I'm
Never
not
heard of
against. I think that you're holding on. So my answer was right, and I'm not asking you to agree with my answer, but my answer was I think at one point he was, but I think he is growing out of it. Right. The one point that I was referring to was when he played with us. I think since then, since he's been with the Ram, I think he has shown growth where he is not toxic. So I'm not against your answer, but I think you're basing it off of one incident that happened almost 3 years ago.
Well, I mean, I also can say his response in the interview that he had about a situation with another player in regards to him having a kid with that player and with that player's sister. And because the player wanted to stand up for his sister, he was talking trash and his attitude towards it. I mean, listen, just because in the Rams, he didn't quit, like he didn't say, oh, my back is hurting, doesn't mean that he didn't do certain things to have an attitude or have a diva mentality. If we're gonna base it off diva-ness with Aaron Rodgers and say that Carson Wentz has a little bit of diva in him based on what the head coach of your team is saying if he was the coach of the Eagles, then I could say this guy's a diva since he came out of college.
Yeah. So listen, but the thing about
When he was in college, he was.
Yeah, but we're talking about the NFL.
He
you know
was.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's never changed who he was.
Yeah, he's
who you talk about?
Jalen never changed who he was.
No, I think Jalen has grown. I'm sorry. Well, okay. You know what? That is Frank's thing. He's entitled.
Well, I mean, we're not discussing growth. We're discussing whether or not they're toxic or not.
Right. I think it's okay. Go ahead.
Hey, he's
sorry,
just toxic in that.
Joe didn't do it. Sorry.
No, what I was gonna say was I was gonna say that he only had that toxic outfit that one time, but what you just said definitely solidified the other toxic part, because you're right.
Oh my God.
you shouldn't quit on your team no matter what. And I mean, shoot, they gave you the opportunity to be in the National Football League. We're talking about the Jaguars, Nikki, in case you forgot.
I agree. No, I agree. But the thing is this, right? I think in my head, right? I think if we hold on to past transgressions, they will always be toxic with y'all thing. Aaron has been the same the entire time. He's always been a diva.
Right.
He is self-centered. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's consistent where I can say, yeah, I think he's toxic. But, when you're saying, oh yeah, he had a back issue, blah, 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 that was 3 years ago. If we're going to hold on to that, then he will always be toxic, regardless of how he might progress or he hasn't progressed. That's where I'm coming from.
No, okay, that's fair. So now to take your criteria and what you just said, he's not a diva still?
Huh?
He's not a diva still?
Who, Jalen?
Yeah.
No, I honestly, the Jalen I knew and the Jalen of today, I don't think he's a diva. I think he has made progress on calming the hell down. That's just me.
Okay. In my book, he's a diva.
Who down was when he was with Jazz.
The
back then, it was when he was Jazz.
In my book, he's still a diva.
Okay, that's right.
In my book, he's still very self-centered. When the player can't even admit that he got burnt all Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, he got burnt.
That's self-centered. That's diva-ness. There's no humbleness in him.
You should have seen the night of the Super Bowl.
Exactly. The only reason he can sit up there and talk is because that offensive line couldn't block long enough to get it to Chase.
No, when we went out that night, it was him and the defense that saved the team. Him and the defense. So we went out.
Let's be clear.
It was all right.
Aaron Donald and the defense. You know what I'm saying? So to me, if we're gonna look at the quality, and which this is all our opinion, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at what you're saying, but if we're gonna use self-centeredness, diva mentality, and stuff like that, and attitude, and you're right, he might have gotten better. You know why he gotten better? Because they're winning. He's gotten better because they got a Super Bowl ring. He's gotten better because he feels he's getting what he wants. He's not. The same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is self-centered, selfish, a diva, not a leader in the locker room. People have said it that he's not. When he gets critiqued as a quarterback, the biggest critique he gets is that he's not a leader in the quarterback. He's very secluded. He's not the guy to bring people in and rope them in like a Breeze, a Brady, a Mahomes, a Peyton or something like that. He's very about himself. Some people even say that's because of his upbringing. So, in my opinion, he's toxic. I want to see what he does when the Rams aren't winning and he feels that he's not being where he needs to be or being used how he wants to be used. We'll see the old Jalen comes out.
Kirk Cousins.
No.
Not toxic.
Not toxic at all. The man prays. He's a Christian. You know what I'm saying? No. Not toxic.
That was a quick response.
No, because he's
Both
not.
said no at the same
No, but I
time.
agree though. I don't think he's toxic.
Nah.
You like that? Huh?
Yeah. He takes it. He takes the criticism. He lost Diggs and he didn't change up. You don't hear him talk crap. And the only time that I see him talk crap is when he wins the games and he felt that he was being called out, especially when he was with the Commanders, before they were the Commanders and they were the Redskins. And you got if people can talk, they talk, but he's very humble and he's very in my opinion, non-toxic.
Nikki.
So I think it's so disrespectful when you put people like Kirk Cousins, not you, I'm just saying, on the list with people like Aaron. Like, I think it's so disrespectful because this man, I don't think if you ask him to spell toxic, he would be able to. So, I mean, I just feel like it's just so disrespectful.
Yeah,
That's my answer.
I didn't create it. And he was number 15 out of the top 15. This is just jumbled in order. Like, this is just randomized. All right, next we got Joe Mixon.
No.
Based
So
on what?
can I ask you a question? Is there like anything substantiating this? Like, do they have number one and then they have storyline, number two storyline?
Okay,
Because
1 second. Let me
I've
see.
never
I know
heard-
there were like articles at the bottom. I just saw like the top 15, but let me verify for you. Give me 1 second. Stand by.
Hey, bestie. Hey, what you doing? Where y'all going? For what? I'm hungry. We're going.
Okay, yeah. So I'll read Kirk's first since we know we were confused to why. Hold on, Toby. What happened? Hold on. Okay.
Pick it up when I order.
All right. So can you guys hear me? Come here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So for Kirk Cousins, it says that the Kirk Cousins hatred is a case of fans thinking that he's grossly overpaid. Cousins signed a huge contract with the Minnesota Vikings and hasn't paid off yet for a team that has a stacked roster of talent that just needs a quarterback to learn them, to lead them to a Super Bowl victory. Every year, the Vikings fail to achieve a championship while Cousins is under center, and a resentment and hatred for Cousins will grow.
Oh, so they're basing it on play?
So
Or
they're
lack
saying
of?
that. So basically, they ranked him due to he can't get them where they need to be, and they think that he's getting paid way too much for basically a mediocre quarterback.
Nah, that's not toxic, man. That's just
Well, remember, this is most hated, this is most hated, but we're using the word toxic.
But even then,
Because
he's not hated.
I don't want us to say we hate somebody on this podcast. So that's why I'm using toxic for us.
Oh, nah. If that's the case, then we got to change the pickings. because ain't none. I don't think he even to hate him. Look, oh God,
right when you said that, I had to switch. Okay, Jameis Winston. All right, so I'm gonna read his. Okay, so we'll do this. Agree or disagree to why they put him in. Is that better? I didn't know there was a whole arc because they just had the pictures. Okay, the off-field issues involving crab legs and Uber drivers and erratic play on the field has made Jameis Winston hated amongst NFL players. The turnover-prone quarterback has left Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans wondering if he's still their franchise quarterback. And when it all comes to the NFL, certainly breeds resentment and hatred.
So, no, I don't think so.
I'm never gonna say anything bad about this man a day in my life. So,
no, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't think so. First off, we've talked about this plenty of times on this podcast, and we all have talked about player development, coaching, mentorship, all that good stuff, and it's the same thing that Mike Tomlin said on the pivot. Certain things you can fix. I don't think that he had a bunch of time he was with the Bucs for a while. Yes, he had 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, and 5,000 yard season. Next year Brady comes in, they win a Super Bowl with the same team he had, except 3 new pieces. But I don't think he should be hated for that. I mean, he went and got eye surgery to see better. And when he got hurt last year, he was doing okay with the Saints and he got hurt. Mm-hmm. So I don't think, I don't think, I don't agree.
You don't agree with the hate that he gets?
No, look. So based on the parameters of what we're talking about, right? As a fan, because of reaching lackluster success, you need to hate Aaron Rodgers because you paid him all that money and he keeps coming up short. Let's just be clear, all right? The dude's been to like mad NFC games and lost. And then he gets mad, throws a fit, doesn't show up to practice to the last minute, lies about being vaccinated. If we're going to talk about that, then number one on the list needs to be Aaron Rodgers. Everybody else does not, okay? I don't know who else is on there. But this guy right here, he hasn't – the Buccaneers had the worst winning percentage in the sports history. Sports, not even the sports. Until Brady took him to the Super Bowl and won. That's what he was dealing with. Aaron Rodgers has had winning season after winning season after winning season, and yet has come short of a ring. Just saying.
Yeah. All right. So we'll do that. Okay. This was who was number one.
Oh, AB, yeah, definitely. I agree. This
was who was number one.
I agree. Let's do it. They got it right.
Frank, when you said whoever's number one should not be number one, and I just had to hold it in.
So he's number one?
He was number one.
Oh, yes. For sure. So it's him and then Aaron.
Yes. No, it wasn't. But I'll read the orders. I'll read the order. Okay, next, and they had Henry Ruggs as well on the list. And then they had Cam Newton as well on the list. Okay. Then they had Zeke on the list. Then they had Deshaun on the list. They had Odell on the list. They had Tyreek on the list, and they had Baker on the list. So I'll put them in order that they had, right? From 15 to 1. So at number 15, you had Kirk Cousins. At number 14, you had Joe Mixon. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. At number 13, you had Carson Wentz. At number 12, you had Cole Beasley. At number 11, you had Jameis Winston. At number 10, you had Aaron Rodgers. At number 9, you had Jalen Ramsey. 8, you had Baker Mayfield. 7, you had Tyreek Hill. 6, you had Cam Newton. 5, Odell Beckham Jr. 4, Ezekiel Elliott. 3, Deshaun Watson. 2, Henry Ruggs. And number 1, Antonio Brown.
Yeah, no. I'm just listen.
Frank said, whoever's number one, whoever is number one, and it's not
So-
Aaron Rodgers, they got it wrong. And then I go Antonio Brown. You're like, oh, he was number one. Oh yeah, they got it right.
Yeah.
That's what makes me laugh.
No, what it is Antonio and Aaron like tag Eric. No, tag Eric. They should be number 1 to 15. You number 1, I was number 2. I'm number 3 again, and you're number 4. Half of them people on that list.
Nikki, you have bad service.
Is there anyone you guys think belongs on that list that you didn't hear?
So in all honesty, I'm drawing a blank, and I'm pretty sure we can find plenty of people to put on that list that we've seen play. But I guess when you see AB and you see
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, like, yeah, definite.
I think we leave out those players that said those racial slurs at one point or another, that in time we kind of forget about.
Yes, there is somebody that should be on that list.
We leave out those players that got that domestic violence abuse, and those types of people obviously should be topping that list, because as crazy as it sounds.
Chad Wheeler, who beat his girlfriend to death, almost to death.
Yeah, but
maybe
that's just
even putting his talent aside, fucking what's his name? Alvin Kamara for beating up the dude just because he said your friend was ugly. Like, that was unnecessary.
Correct.
Like you can't be doing stuff like that. Like, that's nasty, disgusting, evil behavior.
My issue with that Alvin Kamara thing, now that you mention it, is that we haven't heard anything about it.
Oh, they pushed the court date back to September. So it was March, and then they pushed it back. I still have the picture of the man's face on my phone. But yeah, they but I think that's why, remember I said it seems like the Seahawks are, because he's going to get suspended regardless, no matter if ands buts about it. He's going to get suspended. He got escorted out of the freaking Pro Bowl by police officers.
Yeah.
Like,
Come on, a black on the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
They was watching the Pro Bowl, waiting on the sidelines, waited till it was over, and then put him in handcuffs. Like, but yeah, I definitely agree with you, June, and I feel like those should be the ones on the top of the list. I think the only one that had something to do with, something outside of football on that list was Henry Ruggs and Deshaun Watson. Right, Toby? Toby said, yeah. Oh, and my shirt came in the mail today. Yeah.
Man, she's wearing it.
Look, Jim.
I see it. Wow.
Yeah, that is but that is all we have.
So, before we wrap up, there was something I was going to ask you guys, and I should have wrote it down, and I totally forgot what it was. But what's one thing you guys are excited to see this year?
In regards to like NFL teams or
NFL, just you can even talk about your team. Let's keep it that
What
simple.
was the question?
Let's simplify what right now that we're almost a month away from, preseason, not preseason, but spring, not spring training. I'm about to say, but training camp to start.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things you're looking for in your team improvement or excited to see this year, I should say?
I'm just excited to see the Eagles do what they do, dominate the East. Yes, go ahead and look at the camera. But I'm definitely looking forward to see my team do their thing and then I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna say, Frank, play that thing again that you played that one day. But overall, I do want to see how that overtime change is going to affect these games moving forward.
The new overtime rules, yeah, that's a good one.
Nikki?
I think for me, I want to see my offense put some points up. Shit. Hold the freaking line. Trevor, do something.
Frank, where's the clapping noise? You're supposed to. You put the noise for me.
No, don't put the noise because I'm speaking
That
facts.
was a good one.
Overall, I just want to see progress. I want us to win. You know, can you get me to 500? That's all I ask. Get me to 500. I ain't asking for much.
All right, Bree?
Can the last in our please?
What'd you say, Nikki? You broke up.
Can we not be last in our division, please?
Oh, that's actually possible.
Yeah, last this year, but it's it's progress.
No,
You asked me what I want.
They could be. That could be possible, though. I think anything's possible on any given Sunday. So, Bree?
I am ready to see the quarterback competition during training camp for real, to see who my new starting quarterback is going to be. But I'm just excited to see, a fresh new team in Pittsburgh. I am. I'm very excited.
For me, I want to see what that defense is going to do. I think Mac Jones is going to be fine. I think he'll progress, continue to grow as a quarterback this season. But I'm really concerned about the defense. And, to me, if that defense can't, keep up, they're going to struggle again, especially against Buffalo. We're looking at divisions, and I think the Buffalo is our biggest threat. Second would be Miami. What's up, Nick?
I wanted to ask, could we say what we wanted to see in each other's team as well?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask. We could do that, and then I have a question I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, go first.
So, because Bree is looking at me, I'll start with Bree. I want to see what Tomlin would do without Ben. And I'm saying it in a bad way. I just want to see, what he'll do without Ben. Frank, I think for me, it's not even more. I guess mine is particular players. So not even players, but Bree is your coach. Frank, I think Mac did pretty good last year. I want to see him progress. I want to see how he progressed. Jill, what about Jalen gonna do? I want to see it. So I want to see what the whole Eagle family grew. Because June said y'all been progressive. I want to see it. I'm done.
All right, you want to go next, Frank?
Yeah, so for the Jags, I agree with Nikki. I want to see the offense come together. The defense did well against some good teams last year. I think where they came short was the offense. So I want to see now with Doug Peterson, who wrote a book after one Super Bowl winning season about how great of a head coach he is.
Shots fired. Shots motherfucking fired. I agree with you.
I want to see what he does, and I want to
Frank,
see.
you can't do that because he beat New England.
He wrote a book because that's why.
Because he beat Brady.
Yeah, he wrote a book. He wrote a book about how great he was and got fired. So my thing is,
I agree with Frank though. That is thing. But honestly, Frank just hurt, but I do.
No, I want to see what he does with it. He did well with the Eagles, got a Super Bowl with them, right? And I want to see what he does with the Jags. He has a good young quarterback there that needs some guidance. They have a defense that's good, and they have some players. So I want to see what they do offensively. The Eagles, Jalen. I want to see what Jalen's going to do. I think the Eagles have improved in all aspects of their game, their defense, where it's receiving-wise, all that. I think comes down to who's under center. And that's what I want to see in Pittsburgh. I want Pittsburgh's defense to get back to what they need, because if they expect to win with Trubisky, they have to keep people within a certain point scale, and I want to see it. I'm not worried about Trubisky.
You know he will. You know that's still Kurt and Cup again.
So I would love to see what Brian Flores does with what he has. That's my take on it. That's it. You know.
Okay, I'll go next. Frank, I want to see my daddy mac and cheese just keep improving and keep evolving and being the beautiful, humble, young quarterback that he is. June, I do want to see your offense do well. I want you guys to take the division. That's what I want. I want the Eagles to take the division. I know that sounds so weird with my family being Giants fans, but I do want the Eagles to take the division. Nikki, yes, I want to see your offense improve a lot. I definitely want to see that, and I want to just your offense. Like, your offense is like the big thing that needs to improve the most. It's the offense. So, June, your turn.
Did we talk about our own team, or we already said?
Yeah, we did.
We all. Did you not talk about your?
Yes, he did. He
I
did.
did. I just didn't know if we wanted to talk about like another.
No. We're talking
aspect
about
of
each other's now.
No, what do we want to see from each other's
I
team?
got you. Hey, so for the Steelers, I do want to see how what's his name, Trubisky, acclimates himself in that team, not just offense, but in that team, being his little journey that he's been on. So I'm kind of curious to see what that's going to look like. Not Tomlin. They're all going to do their thing. To me, it's more of a Trubisky thing. So I'm curious for that. For the Pats, I'm kind of curious again to see how Mac Jones is going to improve this year. Like, what other skill set is he going to go out there and solidify? And if he doesn't improve in any other skills, what skill is he going to solidify in that he already showed last year? Because he was a number 1 draft pick for a reason. And in the Jacksonville Jaguars, I just want to see if my head coach is going to be able to, we're going to go undefeated this year over there. I'm kidding. That ain't going to happen. But I want to see how Lawrence does. I think he struggled drastically based on Urban Meyer command. So I really do want to see what they do so he could really show what he did in college. And that's pretty much it.
So my next question is, because we all just want our team, we all want our own team to do well and win, right? So my question for you, this might be a little hard, but it's not. Besides your team, right? Taking your team out of the equation, what team in your conference, right? So me, Nikki, and Frank, AFC, June, NFC. What other team in your conference you want to see take it all the way if it's not your team?
I'm not answering that.
Buffalo. I think
I have a lot.
For me in the AFC, if the Patriots cannot do it, then I would like to see Buffalo finally get their ring.
Okay.
And the reason is, for one, Jim Kelly, 4 Super Bowl straights, never won. And Josh Allen, man, I think Josh Allen has been there. We talked about this. He's dealt with the ups and downs. He's turned it around. I mean, this man's defense gave up a field goal, a touchdown in 13 seconds to let Mahomes come back, and he even never got a chance to the ball. We could have been having a different discussion if they would have went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, Buffalo would be the team I would like to see.
Nikki?
I have a few. But Buffalo definitely is one. Because that exact reason. I thought they were so close, and had they just had a little bit more time, I think, they probably would have went further. I ain't gonna lie. The Joe Shiesty, I think so because I really feel like they should have won last year. Oh damn, I gotta finish. So the Bengals. Let me think. Who else? Yeah, that's it. My little conference.
Jim,
Yep, that's it. My conference.
and the NFC, who would you want? If not,
I just, if we ain't gonna win it all, I don't want to see another team do anything. I'm gonna be really selfish for that. But if you want me to pick one, I'll go with Washington.
yes, please pick. Let's see. Okay, Washington. Okay.
I'll go with Washington.
Okay. Mine would be the Chargers. Mine is going to be the Chargers. I would want to see Justin Herbert go all the way. So yeah, sorry. Of course the Patriots and Josh Allen, yeah, but I'm putting Justin Herbert on the top of my list against them to making it. So people sleep on Justin Herbert, in my opinion.
I mean, that's another good one too. It's hard, like Nikki said, it's hard to just go with one, but I'm going with Buffalo. You went with Chargers. All of them I'm happy with. June, you sound like a battered old woman that if I can't have my husband, no one can. You're gonna be on the next first 48 or ID or snapped or something. Pick a fucking team, bro. If it ain't
if my team ain't winning, I don't want another team to win. Y'all can pick these other teams y'all want to.
Okay, so
well, it looked like you won't be watching football for another 3 years.
I know you ain't talking.
I didn't pick my team. I couldn't pick my team. But even if I could have, my team would have been on the list. They wouldn't have been on the top of my list.
Mine either. I don't blame you.
My goal is for us to just get me to 500. That's that right now. If I get that, that's my damn Super Bowl. We made it to the top.
Damn. But your standard is pretty low, buddy.
It's not. I'm just matching what somebody in my job once told other people to lower their standards. However, I'm not.
Hey, shut up. Oh, stop.
All right, well, that concludes today's episode. Okay, Frank, you start the closing out segment.
Hey, listen, another week down. A good topics again, Bree. I feel like we're getting there soon. We're gonna be having a lot more to talk about. Injuries during training camp and preseason. Looking forward to us meeting together. So October 2nd, we're all gonna go to see the Chiefs play the Bucks in Tampa. We're buying tickets this week. We're gonna be there. And hey, again, share, like, subscribe, give it to everybody else, and let us know what we can do better on. Any topics you guys want to hear, any subjects that we're not covering, if we're too like of our own team biased or not. But thank you for listening.
Jim?
Hey, happy to be here as always. I know we don't always agree with each other, but that's just part of the show, and that's the part that I love the most because I like to drag. Sometimes the facts come out of these disputes, and I'm not gonna say. Sometimes they do come out, not all the time. Like today, no facts came out of Nikki, in my opinion, but that's a different story. But nah, hey, happy to be here, man. Hope you guys have a blessed night, for real.
It's always a pleasure being here. I'm doing this with you guys. Sorry for the wind it down topics. Trying my hardest to find some stuff to talk about, but I think it was overall a good episode. And make sure you drink your water and stay tuned for next week. And then Nikki?
Listen, it's always a pleasure getting on here. I am sorry that I was halfway MIA. I am actually just arriving to the airport to struggle and get my bags checked in. Y'all, I don't think I got anything in my damn bag, if y'all want me to be honest. But you know what, America? I still was gonna be on here, just to have a conversation with Bree and Frank and this fool named June. I'm not 30. Okay,
That's so wild.
So,
June was her favorite person a couple of days ago.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, but June came. No. But June came in here acting crazy today.
It was all just it was all good 24 hours ago.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was actually, what's today? Wednesday? It was this weekend. You remember? Because y'all was the one that was talking foolish. And me and June was on the same wavelength. But anyway, America, y'all stay blessed. Y'all pray for me because I'm going to Essence Fest and I don't think I got but one shoe in my damn bag. But you know what? I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna think about y'all while I'm out there. All right, June, get your pockets ready so you can order buy tickets. All right, y'all.